As you age, your cells get damaged and die because you're losing energy. You're losing mitochondria. These are the little powerhouse factories in each of your cells that you get from your mom. But you have to figure out how to nurture them to keep up their numbers and productivity. Your mitochondria may be inefficient at its work and dying rapidly. And you've seen those people. They look like they're in their 90s when they are only 50. And those who look healthy, vibrant, have healthy, vibrant mitochondria, look and feel decades younger than their age. So how do you keep up your mitochondria, keep them healthy really, and better yet, increase their numbers and their performance? Here's my list. Number 1, keep well hydrated. When you get dehydrated, you're gonna get sick. When there is a heat wave, we just simply see more patients. And when the doctors don't hydrate you well, your outcomes are poorer as your mitochondria can't make energy for you to help you recover. Your body is like a hydropower plant, and each cell needs hydropower for energy, which requires electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. It's really a balance of electrolytes that gives you health. And the average American diet is unbalanced. It's too heavy on the sodium and too low on the potassium. Now, there are certain medical conditions in which you have to watch your potassium, and those are people with kidney issues. So if you have kidney issues, please talk to your own medical doctor before you make any dietary changes. You probably overconsume sodium like most people because it's really easy to do. It's hidden in sugary foods like soda, dressings, and sauces, and eating bread is the number 1 way people get salt. And this is another reason why you will have great health benefits when you cut out sugary processed food. It is estimated that almost everyone in America doesn't eat enough potassium in their diet. Potassium-rich foods are the beans and the leafy greens, and if you're not eating them with every meal, you are likely potassium insufficient, if not deficient. Now, I check potassium all the time. It's on a Simple Chemistry 7 panel. And as doctors, we look for extremely high or extremely low levels because these levels can cause irregular heartbeats. But the problem is, for most people, your potassium is not accurate because it's really hidden in your cell and we can't measure that. We're measuring blood potassium. And sometimes you may actually have low potassium, but because of collection issues, we lyse the cell, the value of your low number may be actually normal or high. It's really not the best test. And this is why when you get an abnormal number, we have to repeat it. We can't just trust one value. But just because you have a normal number doesn't mean you're adequate in potassium either. And if you're low in magnesium, you're not going to get your potassium up because magnesium and potassium kind of regulate each other. Your body's electrical energy is highly coupled to your metabolism. And this is why when you optimize your electrolytes, it helps to optimize your metabolism and weight control. And when your mitochondria poops out, you're not going to have any energy to stay focused, to stay up, to exercise, to care for your family, to study or work. And this is why making sure your mitochondria is healthy optimally ensures your health, productivity, and longevity. Another key component is oxygen. Oxygen is super key to your mitochondrial health, and just because it's in the air doesn't mean you're getting enough of it when you breathe. If you suffer from any respiratory issues preventing you from breathing, like asthma, reactive airway, recurrent pneumonias, bronchitis, allergies, sleep apnea, you will feel more tired. You'll probably feel miserable because you have to work harder to get your oxygen. And when the factory lights disappear, it takes about 5 minutes before you start feeling some symptoms. And we see this extremely when people's heart and lungs stop working. So, don't smoke, don't inhale smoke, don't inhale your kitchen fumes, don't inhale candles or your fireplace. Open your window and ventilate your home while you're cooking. And don't use car fresheners, air fresheners, or chemicals in your home. If you're not sleeping well, go get a sleep study. If you snore, get evaluated. You may have obstructive sleep apnea. Like I said, if you can't breathe, you're killing your mitochondria, which will reduce your quality of life as well as your lifespan. This is why sleep is so important, and for you to get well-rested sleep and to have enough time to sleep. And it's important to target your sleep time before midnight. And when you're awake, it's also important to exercise, as controlled stress from exercise can help generate more mitochondria. Unfortunately, you're surrounded by oxidative stress from UV rays of the sun to air pollution, water pollutants, toxins in your food, your job, your savings, your relationships. They're all stressful, and no one can avoid stress. And every year it seems like we're discovering more toxins, more things contaminating your food, water, and medicines. And this is where powering your body your fortress with antioxidants is super helpful to counteract that oxidative stress. But there is a right way and many wrong ways that people go about this. Now, the goal should be to activate your mitochondria's natural repair process already in place to counteract oxidative stress. And that's called the glutathione redox system. The glutathione is a prime molecule to determine the strength of the system, to determine the strength of your immunity and the ability to prevent disease and age more slowly. And this molecule is literally what we support intravenously by giving you N-acetylcysteine when you're having toxic liver injury. And for many decades, we know that humans have glutathione levels that are pretty good until about 45 years of age, and then it just kind of dies. Studies have shown that supplements of N-acetylcysteine as well as glycine combined together at super high concentrations can support higher energy, can support improved metabolism and weight loss. You may be wondering why you can't just take glutathione because it's sold as a supplement. Well, glutathione is unstable, so that supplement is really a waste of money. When you take it, you're not going to absorb glutathione. So companies came up with a solution by coupling it with liposomal formulation called liposomal glutathione. But the problem is, now you've taken the cell's ability to regulate the glutathione and you've inundated all the cells with glutathione, which is not a good idea. Each cell needs a different amount of glutathione, so if you overdo the glutathione, you can actually accelerate aging. Now, this is where focusing on real food, powerful, colorful, all-natural whole plants can help you naturally support your body's way to be healthy. This study is very promising, but I don't think it's enough because the glutathione redox system also needs other nutrients such as magnesium, selenium, and riboflavin. And this is why I take a daily combination supplement that has all these essential ingredients to synergistically work together. Honestly, it was really hard for me to find, and I was scrambling to find it in 2020 to go to work. So I got together with my best friend and we invented it. It's actually called NACPro Plus, and we made it available to our family and friends. If you want to learn about our story, I put a link to our website in the show notes below.